back to Simply Satin by Pooja Seal, and I'm Pooja. And today I'm going to share with you a lamb chop recipe with the Indian spices, and it's very tasty with flavorful spices. And I'm going to add a little bit of like a chimichurri sauce with it to go with it, with cilantro, and we're going to serve it with cilantro rice. So I'm hoping that you're going to love it, and let me show you how. So first we're going to start with the marination. So lamb chops are, you don't need that much of marination. You can marinate from starting from 40 minutes to about overnight, but I would do the least, like the 40 minutes marination. And I'm going to use green papaya for marination, and if you don't have green papaya, you can always use any kind of meat tenderizer. So let me show you. I have the lamb chops here, and if you notice that I have removed most of the fat along the ribs, because you don't want the lamb chops to be heated up a lot and burn the meat. So try as much dressing, cut off the fat as much as possible. So I have about about 6 servings of lamb chops here. So you can work according to whatever you want. So to start with, we are taking about 2.5 tablespoons of green papaya paste. This you can get in the Indian stores. And if you don't have papaya, as I said before, you can always use meat tenderizer. So we're going to add that. I'm just dumping everything in, and then we'll use our hands to mash everything together. This is about 2 tablespoons of mustard oil. You can use any vegetable oil if you don't have mustard oil. Again, you can find this in any Indian store. And this is 2 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. And then you have this is a 2 tablespoons of coriander seeds, which has been crushed to powder, and you can see it's not like a total powder, it has some flakes in it, but I like that. When you eat the meat, it falls in your mouth, and the bite, you like the bite. So let's put that in. And then I have 1 teaspoonful of cumin powder and 1 teaspoonful of red chili powder. I'm using Kashmiri red chili, which has a less heat but just mostly color. I'm sorry, this is only the cumin powder. The Kashmiri red chili powder is this one. This is also about 2 teaspoons. So that goes in there. And then I have half a teaspoonful of cinnamon powder, half a teaspoon of clove powder, and half a teaspoonful of cardamom powder. So all of this goes in. This is the garam masala. And then I have 1.5 teaspoons of salt. You can vary according to your taste, the salt measurement. So we're going to add this in here. And then we're going to just use our hands to apply to the lamb chops. Now in this, I forgot to tell you that we are going to add about 2 tablespoons of lime juice. You can use lemon juice too. So massage everything into the meat. So we have applied the spice paste in every one of the lamb chops, and you can see they are all drenched with the spice paste. So we're going to leave this covered in a refrigerator for 40 minutes at least. And then in the meantime, I'll show you how to make the green rice. To start with the cilantro rice, we are heating up about 3 to 4 tablespoons of oil in here. And to that, first we're going to add 1 bay leaf, and then about 3 to 4 cardamom. These are green cardamom, so I have split them and take the pods out. If you want, you can just take the skin out and just add the parts, but I like to add the skins too. It gives a little bit of flavor, so I'm going to add that. Now to that I'm adding about 1 tablespoon of black peppercorns. Stir. Now in this we are going to add about 2 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. Then a cup of frozen peas. And then I have a bunch of cilantro, which I have added a little bit of water and made a paste out of it. So I'm going to add this to the mixture. So we'll keep on cooking till the oil separates. Then in it we're going to add salt. And you can see the oil is separating from the spice mix. So at this point we're going to add the rice. Now this is the amount of rice that for 6 people, about 3 cups. So I have soaked it and then drained it. So this is almost dry, but it's already soaked. So this will keep the rice whole. It will not break. So we'll fry the rice a little bit. Now I have used Basmati rice here, and if you want to use any long grain rice, I guess you have to soak the rice a little bit more. This was soaked for 30 minutes, and you can see the rice has become translucent almost. So at this point we are going to add the liquid. You can add chicken stock, you can add beef stock, whatever suits you, but also you can use just water, plain water. This is so flavorful with cilantro in there and the cardamom in there, and with the basmati rice it doesn't need any other extra flavor. So I'm just adding plain water, and this is the ratio is the amount of rice to water is 1:2. So if you add 1 cup of rice, you add 2 cups of water. So I'm going to add the water in here. Let's give it a stir. And so the trick is you turn it on high, the heat, and let it come to boil. And once it comes to boil, we'll cover it and simmer it for 15 minutes for basmati rice. Or you work if you're using any other rice, then you can just use the package directions. So you can see the rice has come up to a boil. So at this point we are going to turn the heat to the lowest point and cover it and let it cook. So we'll turn it off like after 10 minutes. You can just take the lid out and see if the water is just a little bit there. You turn it off because then the water will itself, by the heat, it'll get absorbed and your rice will be ready. So I'll show you how. So we'll see you after 10 minutes. So if you take off the lid, and you can see the water has already evaporated and there's a little bit of liquid in the moisture in there. So what we'll, at this point, we are going to turn the heat off, and we're going to add about half a teaspoonful of cardamom powder, about 1 teaspoonful of ghee or clarified butter. If you don't have ghee, just add butter to it. It adds extra flavor. Give it a stir just like this, with the light hands. You don't want to break the grains of the rice. So, and then cover it and let all that flavor of cardamom and ghee seeping into the rice. So let me show you the chimichurri. Now with the chimichurri sauce, which originated from Argentina, they usually, the chimichurri sauce has parsley and cilantro and olive oil and vinegar. So, but for my recipe, it's going to be a little different. It's more Indianized chimichurri sauce. So instead of parsley in there, it will be all cilantro, and instead of instead of the vinegar, we are going to add lime juice, and we are going to add green chili too, to add a little bit of kick in it. So let me show you how. To make the chimichurri sauce, we don't need many things. Like, so we need cilantro, as I mentioned before. I add some cloves of garlic, and usually you use red chili pepper, but I'm also using a little green chili and some lime juice instead of the vinegar, and some olive oil. So first we are going to chop the garlic into tiny bits. So the garlic is done. Then we'll take the green chili and also chop into tiny bits. You don't want a big green chili in your mouth, so we are going to cut it into very tiny bits like this, and keep it aside. Then we are going to chop the cilantro. So now we are going to take the olive oil. So here, this is about like 3 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, and all the cilantro goes in there, and the garlic, the green chilies goes in there, and the lime juice goes in there too. Grab a spoon. Now mix all of them together. You can add a little bit more of olive oil. Go. And then for extra heat, you can add a little bit of more chili pepper flakes, just a tiny bit, and your cilantro chimichurri is ready. So you can use it immediately if you are eating right now, or you can refrigerate it for 1 day or 2 days and use it, but nothing beyond 48 hours, because the leaves get bad and you lose the flavor. So now off to the lamb chops. Now to start with the lamb chops, first we have the marinated lamb chops here, and we'll heat about 4 tablespoons of oil in a cast iron pan. It works the best when you're trying to cook steaks or lamb chops. So the oil is heated through, so we are going to put the lamb chops in there, and we are going to cook about for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. So once it is browned on its side, we'll turn it over and make sure every side is browned. So after 3 minutes, we'll just take it out in a plate, and then we are going to cover it with the foil and rest it for 10 to 15 minutes. So to plate it, I have a long plate. You can use any kind of plate you want. So here is the rice. So I have just ramekin. So you can see the grains are all perfect. There's no like a mushy rice or anything. Indian rices are always very fluffy, and almost like you need to have all the grains intact. So just place it like this. And chop it like this. Put it there. Then we have our lamb chops. Just place it like this. And you have your chimichurri sauce. Beautiful. Now the grand finale, and the rice is there. We'll just put 2 leaves of cilantro on top. Let me remove the rice. And that's how it looks. Perfect. So here it is, your perfect succulent lamb chops with exotic Indian spices, and then you have the green cilantro rice, aromatic with basmati rice, and you have the chimichurri, the cilantro chimichurri sauce, which you can dip your lamb on it, or just put a tablespoon of the chimichurri sauce on the lamb, and it'll taste awesome. I'm hoping and I'm sure you're gonna make this soon, and probably this weekend, and you're gonna love it. So please do subscribe and like my YouTube channel, Simply Saffron by Pooja Seal, and don't forget to press the bell icon for further notifications whenever I post a new video. So see you next time, and thanks for watching. Bye.